Mic check. All right, so how are you? So last time I was going through Internet Business Academy, and this time I actually went through and completed all of Module 1, which was pretty interesting. Module 1 was pretty interesting. I like the way that Internet Business Mastery Academy lays out their modules. When you go to the module, all the modules have a action guide, which is kind of like an outline of the steps you should be taking in your module. It's very helpful and helps keep you focused. If you're someone like me who likes a to-do list, they even gives you the option to go down these things. And my favorite thing, it even gives you these little boxes you can kind of print it out and check it off. I think it's very rewarding to check it off, print it on a piece of paper, and it's very rewarding for me to check it off. Might be a little bit different for you, but for me it was very rewarding. So we did success mindset, and that was pretty interesting. They wanted you to do a success mechanism activator, so you kind of visualize what success for you personally looks like, and then they wanted you to post it up. So if you go over here, you see that mine is posted, and if you click it, it should take you to my answer. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Look at that handsome fella. But yeah, so I am, following directions. I am, doing what I am told to do, and I'm being a very loyal student because I really want this to work. In fact, it has to work because I got to make back my 500. So I did that, and then we went to designing your ideal lifestyle, which is really interesting. It goes back to the kind of concept of making sure you have a dream board of things that you want to strive to obtain in your life, the type of life that you want to live. Do you want to be able to live in a condo in a skyrise apartment in New York City, and you're always with no cars because you always have public transit, or do you want to have a nice Victorian house in the middle of Arkansas with like farmland and yada yada yada? Making sure you create your ideal lifestyle, free regardless of where your job is, free from all the stuff that everyone else is tied down to, such as I have to live here because that's where the job is, or you get to the freedom to live where you want. So that's pretty interesting. Or design your life the way you want to design it. And then we get to roadmap to success. This is where they talk a little bit more about the business. They give you a brief roadmap of what an internet business, how it runs and what it's going to do. And then they explain why an internet business is the business that they chose. They go into depth with why information products are the ideal product. And I definitely agree with them, hearing where they come from. And by they, I mean Sterling and Jay, okay? So I hope I didn't confuse you. And then triggers for unprecedented success. But upon all these things, my favorite, I think they saved the best for last, but my favorite one has to be step 3, a mindset for wealth. I resonated greatly with all of the things that, all of the audios that I listened to in step 3, such as how the wealthy think about money. The wealthy think about money in a completely different way than those who are not wealthy. In order to get wealthy, you definitely have to start changing your mindset. So you look at money the same way you would. And, it's really interesting. I definitely want you to take a look at this when you get a chance. It's very interesting. And then how wealthy think about time, and it's just, if you think about it, you can always make money, but you can't always make time. So one thing, I think with Sterling, one thing Sterling said to do was, kind of create a monetary value of how much you want your hourly rate to be, like how much do you value your time, and once you get to that level, once you hit that income level, like let's say I want to make $100 an hour, so I set my hourly rate as $100, then it gets very hard for me to make breakfast for myself in the morning when I can pay someone $5 to do it for me, because I know my time is worth more than $5, so I'm not going to waste my time making breakfast because I can just pay someone $5 to make breakfast. That goes to saying, it's not say, hey, get lazy and don't ever make breakfast for yourself or anyone out there in the world. It's to say that, make sure you value your time for what it's worth, because time is the only thing on this planet you can never get back. So that's one of those resources that it's always to your best interest to manage, and the wealthy definitely take that advantage and manage their time accordingly, and it only behooves you to do the same. Most common fears and how to overcome them. This one was very interesting because if you go back to the very first video that I made, saying that I was going to document everything I did in Internet Business Mastery Academy, Then after that, I kind of talked about the things that I was very, very scared of, such as already going through programs like this and not having much success, and failure, and scared that and feared that same failure was going to repeat. It's pretty interesting because all of those, almost every fear that I had, and I expressed in that first video, these guys, Sterling and Jay, definitely talk about it, and they tell you how to overcome it. So it was very interesting to see that, to see the things that I was scared of in the very first video come full circle, in the mindset for wealth, then importance of lifelong learning, and then what is a tipping point. So overall, this module was actually very interesting. It was a lot of audios to listen to, a lot of hands-on, you doing PDF work and filling out questions and posting them. So it's a little bit of buzz. It's a little bit a combination of both worlds, and I really enjoy it. I'm actually looking much so forward to module number 2, and I'm excited to see how things go. So you stay tuned and wait for my next video.